Ella and the Magical Treehouse Adventure. Ella had always loved exploring the woods behind her house. Every afternoon, she would run outside, her backpack filled with snacks and a notebook to sketch whatever creatures or plants she found. But there was one thing she wished for more than anything else, an adventure unlike any other. Something magical, something that would take her far beyond her little forest. One warm afternoon, as Ella wandered deeper into the woods, she stumbled upon something she had never seen before, an enormous tree, towering high above the others, its bark shimmering faintly in the sunlight. Its branches stretched out like giant arms, and nestled among them was the most incredible sight, a magnificent treehouse. Ella gasped. The treehouse seemed to glow with a soft, magical light, and it was unlike any treehouse she had ever seen. Its walls were made of polished wood, covered with delicate carvings of stars and moons. The door had a golden handle shaped like a leaf. The sight of it made Ella's heart race with excitement. She had to know what was inside. With a deep breath, she climbed the wooden ladder, her hands trembling with anticipation. When she reached the top, she pushed the door open and stepped inside. The room was filled with a warm, golden light, and to Ella's surprise, it was much larger on the inside than it looked from the outside. There were shelves lined with books, a large telescope pointing out of the window, and a cozy hammock swinging gently in the breeze. But the most magical thing of all was what hung in the center of the room, a giant map of the world, glowing softly. Ella moved closer, her eyes wide with wonder. The map wasn't just any map, it showed places she had never heard of, places that couldn't possibly exist. Or could they? Suddenly, the map began to shimmer, and a voice echoed softly through the room. "Welcome, Ella. You've been chosen for a great adventure. Where would you like to go?" Ella's heart leaped. A magical adventure? Just for me? She thought. Her eyes scanned the map, her mind racing with possibilities. Finally, she pointed to an island in the corner of the map that glowed a soft, golden color. "There," she whispered. "I want to go there." The room around her began to hum with energy, and before Ella could say another word, the treehouse lifted off the ground, soaring high into the sky. The branches of the great tree stretched like wings, carrying her far away from her little forest. Ella pressed her face to the window, watching as the clouds floated past, and the world below became a patchwork of green and blue. Soon, they flew over sparkling oceans and islands covered in lush, green forests. Finally, the treehouse gently descended onto a golden beach, and Ella stepped outside. The island was unlike anything she had ever seen. The sand sparkled in the sunlight, and the trees had golden leaves that shimmered in the breeze. Exotic birds with rainbow-colored feathers flew overhead, singing songs that made Ella want to dance. She twirled in the sand, her laughter echoing across the shore. As she explored the island, she came across a small group of creatures she had never seen before. They were about the size of rabbits, with bright blue fur, big eyes, and tiny wings. The creatures bounced around her, giggling and waving their little paws. "Hello," Ella said, smiling down at them. "Who are you?" One of the creatures hopped closer. "We're the Flutterlings," it squeaked in a cheerful voice. "We live here on the island of Golden Dreams. We were waiting for you, Ella." "Me? How did you know I was coming?" Ella asked, surprised. The Flutterling giggled. "The island knows. The magical treehouse only brings special adventurers like you. Come, we'll show you the island's secret." Ella's curiosity grew even stronger. She followed the Flutterlings as they led her through the forest, their wings fluttering like tiny butterflies. They led her to the heart of the island, where a massive tree stood, its trunk made of shimmering gold. At the base of the tree was a door carved into the wood. "This is the Tree of Dreams," one of the Flutterlings said. "Inside, you can make one wish, any wish in the world, and it will come true." Ella's eyes widened. "Any wish? That's amazing." She stared at the door, thinking about all the things she could wish for. But as she stood there, something inside her heart shifted. She thought about the magical island, the Flutterlings, and the adventure she had been on. This was what she had always dreamed of, exploring new places, meeting new friends, and discovering the magic in the world around her. She realized that she didn't need to wish for anything at all. With a smile, Ella stepped away from the door. "Thank you, but I think I already have everything I could ever wish for." The Flutterlings clapped their little paws and cheered. "A wise choice, Ella. You understand the magic of the island. Now, you'll always be welcome here." Ella spent the rest of the day playing with the Flutterlings, exploring the golden beaches, and discovering hidden caves filled with sparkling crystals. As the sun began to set, she knew it was time to return home. The magical treehouse, sensing her wish to leave, lifted off once more and carried Ella back to her forest. When she stepped out onto the familiar ground, she looked back at the treehouse, knowing that she would never forget her adventure. As she lay in bed that night, Ella smiled to herself. Maybe tomorrow, I'll visit the island of Golden Dreams again. And from that day on, Ella knew that adventure was always waiting, just beyond her dreams.